Ravens flock. The flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the flock rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.
Appreciate you, Ray. What's up, Ravens fans? My name is Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Feels like forever since I spoke with you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed your week, enjoyed the bye week. No stressing out this week, no Ravens football, but I missed it. I'm glad we're back. We got the Rams this week. But this video is about how good of a bye week we really had. Not only did it come at a time where we were number one in the AFC and then dealing with a couple injuries, Marlon Humphrey, Ronnie Stanley, a couple guys banged up that now can get healthy over the bye. Hopefully, I would expect us coming out of this bye to be as healthy as we've been, or as healthy as we possibly could be, to be honest. But we got some help during the bye week. The Browns lost, the Steelers lost, and the Chiefs lost. And all of those losses are important for different reasons. The Browns and Steelers obviously are in the AFC North. We now have a 2-game lead. They seem like they're struggling, falling apart. I made a video about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago saying the Ravens now run the North. This was after the Watson and Burrow injuries. And man, all these fans, especially Browns fans, were coming in the comments being like, we're going to still win out. Like, you're prematurely saying this and things like that. And, that could have been possible, I guess, but look what's happening. These teams were playing well. Bengals still had a chance with Burrow there. I know they were down in the division a little bit, but they still had a chance, especially to make the playoffs. Browns and Steelers had great records, but the Browns are going the other direction right now, even though Joe Flacco looks solid. Joe Flacco surprised me a bit. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. We watched him here for 10 years, but he's definitely not the most mobile. He's going to make a boneheaded decision here and there, but he's got the arm strength and he's got the accuracy and he understands the game at a solid level, at least. He's never been a Peyton Manning or Tom Brady dissecting the game, but I definitely think he's serviceable, and the Browns can still be a tough out and will probably make the wild card. And as it stands right now, we would play them in the first round, which is crazy. But the AFC North is the Ravens to lose this year. I mean, we have like an 85% chance or something, even from the odds. But Kenny Pickett's now hurt for the Steelers. He had an ankle injury. They said he's out for a few weeks. They just lost to the Cardinals pretty bad, and I just can't see them turning that ship around. I don't even know if they make the playoffs. I could see them really going down, but the Browns will probably make the playoffs, maybe the Steelers. And I'm not saying they're pushover teams or they're easy outs, but I just think that they're definitely going to drop a few more games before the end of the season. And we already have a 2-game lead, so it pretty much seems like the Ravens are going to get the AFC North. But then the conversation flips to the 1 seed, and how important is the 1 seed? We've had the 1 seed before in 2019 when we were 14-2, and we came out of that bye really flat and we lost to the Titans. I honestly don't think the 1 seed hurts you. I think it would help us. It would automatically bump us to the divisional round, and we would host every playoff game at Baltimore. That's important to me. But do we need it? No, absolutely not. We don't need it. The way our team's built, we can go win anywhere. We could go to Kansas City and win. We could go to Miami and win. I mean, we have a defense. We have a run game. We got Lamar Jackson. I think we could go anywhere and win in any type of weather. But I'd love to see it in Baltimore. I think it makes it harder, obviously, on KC. They've never not hosted a playoff game. And then it makes it harder for the Jacksonvilles and Miamis, who aren't used to playing in cold weather often, to come to Baltimore in January and have to deal with that defense. So I do think there's a big edge. Now, what's our chances of getting the number 1 seed? It got better with KC losing last night to the Packers, but our schedule is not easy. This is how I look at it for us to get the number 1 seed. We definitely have to win the winnable games, and I consider the winnable games, or the should win for sure games, the Rams this week and the Steelers in Week 18. We should definitely win those games. We have to take care of business. And then we have to beat Jacksonville Sunday night in Jacksonville and we have to beat Miami, which is week 17 in Baltimore. We have to win those 2 games because they're also tied for the number 1 seed. We'll see what happens tonight with Jacksonville, but Miami right now has the number 1 seed. But we control our own destiny because we play them and we play Jacksonville. And that only leaves 1 game we can lose. And that 1 game is to the 49ers Christmas night. I'm not saying we are going to lose that, but most likely we're probably going to lose at least 1 game down the stretch. I mean, I'd love for us to win out and run the table and just go into the playoffs, full of momentum and have a first round bye. I would love that. That would be a dream scenario to not lose again the rest of the season. But most likely with 5 games remaining and us having the toughest schedule in the NFL, we're going to drop a game, right? This is professional football. It happens. It's hard to run the table. So the only game I could really see us losing to not give up that number 1 seed is losing to the Niners, and that's because they're an NFC opponent. And if we already beat Jacksonville and Miami, we own those tiebreakers because we could, if they win out after we beat them, we would all have the same record, but we would have those tiebreakers because we played them. But if we lose to the Niners, we do give up controlling our own destiny because as of right now, the Chiefs have a better conference record at 6-1. So therefore, if the Chiefs won out and never lost again, which is unlikely again, is what I'm trying to say. I think all these teams have at least 1 more loss. But if the Chiefs ran the table, won their last 5, and we lost to the Niners, they would own the tiebreaker over us and get the number 1 seed. So losing to the Niners should be okay, but the Chiefs would have to lose 1 more game. That's it. If the Chiefs didn't lose, then we can't lose. So we do control our own destiny. The odds of us getting the number 1 seed, probably kind of low just because the schedule is so hard. I'm saying, we got to beat the Jaguars and Dolphins like it's easy. That's not easy. That is not easy. Those are really tough games. We have a really tough stretch. We could drop 2 or 3. I still think we win the division regardless, but obviously that would put us in the 3 or 4 seed for the playoffs, and we'd be playing, the 5th or 6th seed in the wild card. So what do you guys think are our chances? What do you think is going to happen? Give me your predictions down the stretch. What games do we win? What games do we lose? And what seed do we kind of end up with? There's only 5 games left. This is coming into form here. I definitely think we're winning the division, but that 1 seed is interesting. It's an interesting battle. But let me know in the comments. Hopefully you guys had a great week last week. I missed you. Content is back all week this week, preparing for the Rams. And then the Jaguars next week's going to be crazy. But I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys next time.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the